She is chewing me out about why I lied to Vice President Pence, why I gave him false information.
But let's talk about after the fact, following January 6th, you were ultimately forced to resign. I mean, what happened there? How did that unfold?
So I'm up all night. I don't think I slept for about 38 hours. We're briefing members of Congress the very next day about what our plan is for the Capitol. We had got them back into session. It's interesting because I kept getting a call from Vice President Pence asking me to come over to a secure location. He didn't leave the Hill to a secure location to brief him. I kept telling him I can't leave the command center right now. So finally at about 5 o'clock, we started getting things under control. About 5:15, I went ahead and said, I'm going to go ahead and go over and brief him. I notified the two sergeant arms. I go over and brief him, and he gets Pelosi on the phone. Because my information tells me we can get them back into session at 7 p.m., 7:30 at the latest. He gets Speaker Pelosi on the phone, sets it right on the ledge, like right between us. Briefs her, I brief, as well. And they decide, okay, great, she's going to brief the leadership. I'm walking out of that meeting, and I'm walking back through a tunnel, and I run into Mike Stinger. He's walking over to brief the Senate, asked me, will you come brief the Senate with me? I said, not a problem, he's my boss. And someone hands up a phone, and it's Speaker Pelosi, and she is mad as can be. She is chewing me out about why I lied to Vice President Pence, why I gave him false information. They're being told they can't get into a session for at least 24 hours. I said, no, ma'am, my information's correct. That's the second time I talked to her, and she hangs up the phone.
What?
Yeah. So I walk over to the Senate. They end up getting me back on another conference call to brief all of leadership before we go in and brief the Senate. I never did brief the Senate. Actually, I had to leave to come back to the command center. So there's 3 times I talked to Speaker Pelosi. The next day, we're briefing members of Congress. We're trying to set up a meeting with Speaker Pelosi's office to do a brief there. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm briefing Senator Blunt. I'm in a conference room, and I see my chief of staff step out. She steps back in, and she says, you need to step outside. I got to talk to you real quick. And she notifies me that Speaker Pelosi is getting ready to go on national TV and call for my resignation. Yep, I had enough time to notify my wife. I wasn't even going to go and watch the news press conference. I kind of expected,
You knew it was
we kind of
coming.
knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But my chief of staff and my general counsel said, now let's go in and watch it. Watch it, and 23 minutes into the press conference, someone asks, about what about the security failures? And she blatantly comes out and says, it was a failure of leadership at the top of Capitol Police, calls for my resignation, says it was a failure on my part, and then says, besides, he's never even called me since this occurred. I've talked to her 3 times.